Hi guys, it's my Angel. So this is going to be my nutritional and fitness pre-evaluation video for my healthy living project. The area that I decided to focus on is overall just my health, but as far as like what specific areas I'm going to be targeting my mental as well as my physical health by just trying to exercise more and increase my vegetable intake as well as my water intake. Recording my data for one day, I realized that I wasn't as consistent as I thought I was with my healthy eating habits. One thing that I noticed is that I'm very good at consuming vegetables and choosing to eat vegetables when they're here, when they're accessible or they're in my face. Is that one of the main factors that comes to play when considering like what are we going to eat and what am I going to put into my body is time and convenience. And that's the major thing. So many people, even me, choose to just choose unhealthy options versus foods that's rich in the things that we need just because it's more convenient. We may not have the time to actually go to the grocery store and prep these things. It's just a lot easier, and honestly, this is what businesses and these fast food companies rely on. So that's definitely something that I wanted to touch on. This is actually very important, and we do need to be more mindful of the things that we're constantly putting into our body. When it comes to eating healthy, I would definitely say that I try, but of course I need improvement. I don't always get enough vegetables, like I said, which is something I want to change. And that's really why I started incorporating juicing vegetables and fruits into my diet. So that's one thing that I also decided to do. For my water intake, I realized that I'm not drinking as much water as I should be. For example, some days out of the week, I may get all the water that I need, but then other days, it's like I sort of slack off and I don't drink as much as I should. In terms of physical activity, I do stay active. However, it's not always structured. Sometimes that just looks like me deciding randomly to get up and go to the gym or either take a run or a walk around the neighborhood. As far as my sleeping schedule, I notice that I don't always get enough sleep. Sometimes this is like caused by me staying up too late or eating right before bed. Overall, I definitely notice the efforts that I do put in, so I will give myself that. But I definitely need to be more consistent with eating balanced meals, drinking more water, and staying active consistently. All right, based on my pre-evaluation, I set a few very specific goals for myself. One of those goals that I set for myself is to increase my daily intake of fruits, vegetables, whatever it is, through either juicing, eating it directly, or meal prepping. Secondly, for hydration, my goal is to increase my water intake by about 3 more bottles. Currently, I'm drinking about 3 bottles of water a day on a good day, so I need to increase that number to 6 bottles a day. Third, for my physical activity, I plan to walk daily, at least for 60 to 90 minutes, and then I also will include very light yoga in there too. Lastly, for my weight focus, I track my weight every other day, and my goal is it's basically for it to stay steady, like healthy progression. So if it either fluctuates up and down, lose like 5 pounds, that would still show me that like, okay, just doing this little bit will help you and take you a long way. And these goals were set based on what I noticed I was lacking and what I know will like realistically improve my health over some time as I continue to practice these things and implement them into my daily practices. So to reach my goals, I created a plan that I can stick to consistently to get me exactly where I need to be. Include vegetables in my meals every day, which would be either just eating it straight on or juicing it or, cooking it however I want. For hydration, of course, I carry my big water bottle with me throughout the day to keep reminding me to keep, drinking more water. Overall, this project definitely brings so much awareness to that we're putting into our body. Daily habits, look at the choices that I'm making as far as like, are they healthy? Where are they going to get me in 10 years? And really just be able to get a better perspective on how I need to be moving forward.